to identify my father, it's a hard thing. He was so much. I sit here now and I try to contemplate, what's going to be now, and I think, who's going to take over, and I just think there's no one who can. There really isn't. He was a very unique person.
A proud Jew, someone who was proud to be a Jew, who wore his Judaism everywhere he went, in the halls of Albany to the streets of New York. That's who we're bringing to rest.
Any person who went up to him, despite his feelings towards them, he had a smile on his face, ready to help any way, shape, or form. It's just that's who he was. He was ready to help, and he helped in any way he could.
This month is Elul, and Elul is Ani L'Dodi V'Dodi Li, and that epitomized Michael Simanowitz. We're dealing now in a time where we're bereft in America and here of real leaders who are really, real leaders, real Torah leaders, real leaders who believe in public service. It was written in one of the news stations in America how one of the politicians in America called Michael the gold standard for Jewish leadership, for leadership, public service, and that's what Michael was. Michael. It's so funny to say Michael was. Michael is an example. It wasn't meant to be like this. Michael is an example of what it really is to be a Jew who is osek b'tzibur, osek for no other reason but just to give, to serve. I once asked Michael what his aspirations are. Does he have any further political aspirations? He says, no, I'm satisfied with just serving. He was a pillar of the Bet El community, American Friends of Bet El Yeshiva Center. He was osek in everything for the community, whether it was here in Eretz Yisrael or in America, in his own community of Hillcrest, and he's he leaves a legacy of service, a legacy of public service, and he was our kid brother. He was our little brother, our baby brother. He
was a very proud Jew. He, when I spoke to a few of his political friends, and everything I was told is, your father, when I was in Albany, he gave me kosher food. Your father, when I was in Albany, he drove me to Maine every day. Without him, I wouldn't get to Maine. He didn't hide the fact that he was Jewish. He was proud of it. He thought that it was his duty as a Jew to serve the community.
I just came from the Levaya in America, and the thing that told it all was the amount of people that were there. The chapel where we had it never saw a funeral like this to this level. But it wasn't only. It was people from the community, people that I didn't even know, and the amount of political figures that came just to pay tribute to Michael was the testament that says it all.
Could you tell us about dealing with what he dealt with, understanding the danger, understanding the fears?
So I didn't know much about it. My father tried very much to hide it as much as possible. He was a very strong person. He didn't want anyone to know. He didn't want anyone feeling bad for him. So he just kept it a secret, and if you saw him, aside from, chemo and, whatever, you couldn't have known. You really couldn't. And he dealt with it until the day he died. He was strong as an ox.
So this even makes the shock harder?
I would definitely say it did. This is not something I was prepared for, to say the least. You're never prepared for something like this. I woke up Sunday morning and my uncle was sitting in my bed in my dorm room, and it wasn't even the first thing that came to mind. It didn't cross my mind that something like this could have happened. He was one of the strong ones. He really was, and this world's lacking. It is.